Can
you see me? It just said an error about no servers.
I can see you. Can you guys hear her and see her? Press 1 if you can.
Hi, guys. Anybody? Bueller? Motherfucking Bueller?
Yeah. Yeah, they can hear you and see you. I might get my headphones. Wait 1 second.
I forget every fucking time. Okay, hold on just a second. Hi, Tom. Hi, Nathan and Ty. Hi, love.
Here they are. I've got my headphones. Thank you so much. 1,000 bars. Hashtag her. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Woo. Okay, hello?
Martin, can I start this off with a statement?
Yeah, for sure.
It's your boy, Martin Lewis. You're welcome.
It's your boy, Martin Lewis. Hey, everyone. It's Joy Sparkles here.
Somebody gave you a Coke. I don't know what it means, but
Thank you so much for the Coke. I'm not sure what the Coke means. What's going on? How are you doing? I heard you showed your test results on YouNow.
I'm better. I did on my channel too, and I apologize. I'm feeling good, but I just ended a stream because I twice had to run the bathroom, and I was like, sorry guys, it's getting weird. So if I'm literally like, hold on, that's what I'm doing, but I'll come back.
Okay.
So I'm better. I think we're figuring out what's going on. Do you want me to give you an update?
Yeah,
okay,
for sure.
So,
why not?
Okay, now it's all on my channel if people want to go see it. And people are saying there's some discrepancies, so I'll go ahead and go over it. I did put my medical stuff out. There's only so much I can show without like showing my info. So like I said, if you ever wanted to talk about it and wanted to see it, I'll show it to you if you promise to delete it. Because as we've talked about, people get scary. But like my moderators, a few close people have seen everything. But so what happened was I did 2 different tests where it showed that I had my ANA was high, which indicates inflammation, and my titer was high. So, and my thyroid, a little bit high. Nothing crazy. It wasn't over the numbers, but it looks like I could be at risk for hypothyroidism, which would make sense with all the weight that I gained. So, my doc did a test for autoimmune. It came back with my ANA still high, my titer still somewhat high, but everything was negative. And my doctor said, okay, I want to send you to a rheumatologist because let's see if they can find stuff we can't. So I went to the rheumatologist. The rheumatologist is like, I looked over your blood work. We talked about my symptoms, and he was like, you're a puzzle. I don't know what's going on, but he said, I'm going to run 3 more tests. I doubt we're going to find anything. I doubt this is autoimmune, but so here's what happened. The 3 tests, one was hepatitis, came back negative, thank God. But my C-reactive protein, which deals with like fighting stuff in the body, inflammation. Sorry, I'm not going to go over too much of it because I'm tired. It's supposed to be between like 0 and 30. I was at 32. And then the other one that came back high is my sedimentary rate. That also deals with inflammation. And I didn't even know what they were testing me for. I just knew there were 3 tests, and I paid a lot of money for it. That came back on the high end. And here's the thing is that my grandmother has an autoimmune disease called polymyalgia rheumatica. It never dawned on me that I could have that. We've had similar symptoms because it's something that typically elderly people get. It's just not common for young people to have. I'm in my 30s, early 30s. So, and I got sick in my late 20s. So I thought, okay, well, I told the doctor about the polymyalgia rheumatica, and he said, well, I don't think that would be. My SED rate coming back high, I used to go to appointments with my grandmother. Her SED rate, I remember one time her SED rate was at 17. And the doctors, they said that's still too high. So I called my grandma and I talked to my grandma about it. And so anyways, so what happened was I did my rheumatology appointment. I was kind of sad because I was like, I just probably spent $700 for them to find nothing out of pocket. So the next day, my doc office called and they said, hey, your results are in, the doc wants to see you. And I said, when's the, soonest you can? They're like, we could squeeze you in for 3 o'clock since it's the end of the day and we can stay late. I said, perfect. Well, then my results came back and I saw that the results, and I was really happy because I'm like, they're finding something. At least it's like they're seeing something's wrong. So I went to my doc and I had a buttload of questions. And long story short, I went over the polymyalgia rheumatica and she said, that makes a lot of sense. My doctor worked in a gynecologist office for 17 years. She firsthand told me she saw how dangerous, I wouldn't say dangerous, but how these IUDs can affect certain people. She said that many people, when they have IUDs, because it creates chronic inflammation, that autoimmune illnesses can start, and it is very, very possible and likely that if I was already genetically predisposed to something in my system, because polymyalgia rheumatica is something you inherit, it's a genetic thing. that it could have activated it early. So she said, I think we should treat you for the polymyalgia rheumatica. And she said, I'm not diagnosing you, but I'm going to put you on something called prednisone, which is it's a steroid. It's a very low dose.
Yeah.
I used to have to take it when I was younger, but very, very low dose of it, like 10 milligrams a day for 6 weeks. If you show improvement, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to write you down that this is the diagnosis. And then I talked to her about the other stuff. I said, some people are saying that I don't have fibromyalgia because of the way I was tested. And I asked my rheumatologist this too. I said, I've had with you and other people the pressure point test, the questions, and blood work. And my doctor said, both doctors said that's how we test. Absolutely. That means you've been diagnosed. And I said, is there a certificate? Like, how do I show I've gotten, like, do you know what I mean? Like, is it a printout certificate I get? Because I don't know. And my doc said, no, everything is done through like an online portal, where you can get all your records. They do have a records place where you can get printouts, which I've done. But she said, go look in there and you're going to see under, I forget what it is, but there's specific boxes for what I've been diagnosed with, but the polymyalgia rheumatica is not in those boxes because I'm still being treated. We're trying to figure it out. But I've been on I've been on that, and I've got some other meds, but I'm going to wait to try them. I have a very low dose of a thyroid med we want to be careful with because we don't know what's going on with my thyroid, but I might try. I've got some new stomach stuff. We're going to test me for, because I was out of the country right after I got sick, I was in Europe. We're testing me for one more parasite. Oh, that'd be gross. But, and then after that, I'm going to be sent to a GI, a gastroenterologist, I think is what it's called. And they're going to do like colonoscopies, endoscopies to see what's going on. But Martin, check this out. I've been on the medicine for 2 days. I feel like a human being again. I feel amazing. Like I was able to go out and run errands today, like by myself for the first time in a while. I was out for 45 minutes and I got to go out a little bit tonight with my roommate, and I'm eating healthier because my stomach, even though I'm still getting sick to my stomach, it's not what it was. Like I'm not in pain with it. And I lost I forget, where are you? Are you from Australia? Where are you from, sweetheart?
Yeah. I'm from Australia.
That's what I thought.
But I'm Creole. I'm Creole.
Oh, okay, right on. So, okay. In like,
if that makes sense, my ethnicity.
Honey, it makes perfect sense. But and so in the last 2 days, I've lost almost 2.5 kilos. Like just from getting the inflammation under control. So to me, it's like amazing news. I'm trying not to get too excited because I've had stuff.
Does it really work that fast though?
I can. I mean, it just depends on the person. And I'm also one of those people. I'm really super sensitive to medicine. Do you know what I mean? Like and my grandmother who has this says the same thing. Once she takes it, within a few hours, it immediately feels better. But it does take time to get in your system to fully work, which is why I'll be on it for 6
Do you want to address? There's one thing I wanted to ask you about the tumor thing on your neck. What was it? Because like you've said like different things on streams, and then you have also on your old Tumblr posts another. Did you have like something there twice, or was it like a one-time thing?
I know what you're talking about. Okay, so what happened with that was we didn't know for a while what it was. I was at a free hospital in the United States. And the hospital, I'm sorry, I'm getting really tired, so I'm going to try to make sure if I start closing my eyes because it's the meds, my stomach med makes me really tired. But and they weren't quite sure for a while. They said, like, this is what they told me. They said, this looks like a tumor, but it's non-cancerous, and we aren't quite sure, but this is also a place for med students. Some people kept telling me, like people in my life, not doctors, said, it looks like an abscess. And so I think that's the word that I used a lot because I wasn't sure, but what ended up happening, and this is after I had that Tumblr, because I had that Tumblr for like, 2 or 3 days, I think, that I didn't do anything with it. It's funny, I'm like, I didn't think it still existed, but I ended up working with another doctor. That doctor was
2 or 3 days, Betty. Oh, there was a lot of posts on there. If you had it for 2 or 3 days.
Look at the dates because I just remember I had it for a really short time, and I could be wrong. I mean, maybe like a week, but I think it was. I did. I was like, I wrote a lot, and I was fucking weirdo. But yeah, so I would call it an abscess because I wasn't sure. They said we think it's not cancerous, but we think it's a tumor. It wasn't until I got another doctor who looked over that paperwork and said, "Oh, this is a ganglioma." I was like, "What?" And this is where she went over it because they did a biopsy and stuff. And then that was another doctor around the same time that I ended up working with who actually looked at more of the stuff and said, "Okay, this is a I think she called it paraganglioma." So, but it's non-cancerous because I love it. People have said, "Oh, you had terminal brain cancer." I'm like, "No, I never said that. No."
Okay. So did you call it tumor for a nickname or like?
No. So back then, I didn't really know what to refer to it. My friends kept saying abscess, so I just called it an abscess until I had that other doctor who looked over all the paperwork, looked at the biopsy, and said, this is, because they knew it wasn't cancerous, and she said, this looks like it was a tumor. And it was when I still had it, but...
How did you get rid of it?
So I had it for a year. They tried to give me antibiotics, didn't work. Wouldn't work. And I do remember the first time I had antibiotics, it did shrink like a little bit. But then it just, but then it flared up even worse. And so when they did biopsies, they're like, it's not bacteria. They kept looking for all these different things. They're like, we don't quite know. They weren't quite sure what it is, but they just kept saying it looks like a tumor, but it's non-cancerous. What I did was, and by the way, I will tell you what I think happened. Okay, I don't have any I can't sit here and tell you medically. I can back it up. For 9 months, nothing worked. Right. And then a friend of mine said, okay, you should try to do, the doctor I started working with was a doctor, but she knew about natural medicine too. And she said, okay, I want to put you on a diet. I want you to go vegetarian. I want you to eat these specific things, and I want you to take these different herbs. These are herbs that are like, they're anti-parasitic, antibacterial, antiviral, and anti-cancer. That type of thing. So I did a regimen of garlic, onions, oregano, basil, olive leaf, turmeric, ginger, what were the other ones? Dandelion, milk thistle, and a few other things. And I did it for 3 months. No, nothing happened. For 3 months, it was nothing happened, and people kept saying, keep at it, because it'll eventually work. And then in 1 week, it shrank, and it never came back. So I attribute it to the diet change and the herbs I took. I don't have anything to back it up, but I know that made it disappear. So, and I wasn't taking any medicine.
Because in your Tumblr post, you said you took an antibiotic and that you were fine after you took it. So I'm guessing from what you just told me there, it shrunk and you thought it was fine, and then you did the other thing.
I would have to go look, because it was, by the way, this was in 2009. This was I don't remember everything I wrote. It was 8 years ago, but I'll tell you that I remember that they gave me antibiotics. The antibiotics ended up screwing up the gut bacteria in my system, and I got a full body candida infection, which also made me very sick. I didn't know what it was though. Once I knew what it was, that was also treated with herbs. So yeah, the first round of antibiotics I took didn't make me that sick. It was called cephalexin. But the second round, I believe, was called clindamycin, and that was when I was getting help from this specific hospital. That made me very, very sick because it was too strong. But yeah, I'd have to go look and see what I wrote to see the context of it. Because I also had if you read it, I had a really weird way of typing. I typed in riddles. I don't know why. I'm like, the fuck was my weird new age younger self doing? I don't know.
Your roommate, Rumi, is Rumi a girl or a boy?
No, it's a boy.
Okay, because was that Rumi with the facial hair, the big fake beard and stuff on your video, or was that a friend?
Which, you mean with the mask and stuff?
There was someone with a big beard, and they were saying that they were...
Yeah, I'm sorry, he tried to be Cthulhu, but couldn't... Yeah, that's him. If you want, I'll send you pictures in private. You have to promise not to show anybody.
I won't. So that's him?
Uh-huh.
He looks like a girl. I thought he was a girl because
No, hold on. I'm showing you.
I thought it was a girl wearing a beard, and I was like, is that a girl?
Is that a girl? Hold on, I'm pulling up my Facebook right now. I'm gonna send. Don't you promise not to show anybody, right? This is a big deal. And it's because, and I know you and I talked about this. It's security concerns. You know what I mean? That's why I kept him very private, and I'm sure you can understand. So hold on, I'll send you a picture. He is so cute, by the way. Rumi is just such a doll. Let me see.
Are you gonna send it to my Twitter?
Yeah, I'll DM flat in the DMs. Let's see. I'm looking for some of these pictures aren't that current. Oh, it's not wanting to hold. It's not loading because we're talking, or it's because of bandwidth. Okay, here we go. I think it's gonna let me save. And you can tell me what you think. I think he's gorgeous. Everybody thinks he's gorgeous.
I tell you what I think. Okay.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. You're not. Are you queer or are you straight? I mean, it doesn't fucking matter. But here I'm like.
Oh no! I just found it funny how you want my opinion on his looks, and it made me laugh.
Because you're a pretty boy. Pretty boys can tell they're pretty boys, right? That's how it works. In my opinion.
It depends. Everyone has different tastes.
That's true. But I don't know. Okay. Pretty is pretty to me.
Joy just sent it to me, guys. Here he is.
Don't show. Oh, fuck you. I got nervous. Go check.
I'm sorry. Okay, it's on my Twitter.
Yeah.
On my private message.
Uh-huh.
Oh, there you are. Oh, it does look like him with
You
when
can
he
see it now,
removes
right?
it.
You can see it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's good looking.
He is. He's brown.
He's handsome.
He's brown. He's pretty. He's very pretty.
Okay. And he's Mexican, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, that's interesting. He looks like maybe from Texas or something, just because of the style.
Oh, the cowboy hat. Yeah.
Yeah. What state are you from, or is that private? No one knows what state you're from.
At this point, people know. I'm from Kansas City.
Kansas City. I don't know where that is.
You don't fucking need to know. I'm in like literally the. What, honey?
Is it north?
No, I'm in the direct center of the country. I'm in the belly button of the United States, basically.
Okay. Wow. It's like country town, right?
Oh my God, it's cow. Well, Kansas City's become a lot more progressive, but when I grew up, it was cowtown. Like, have you ever heard of Westboro Baptist Church? They're the ones that like God hates.
Yeah.
I've met them. They're 45 minutes away from me. No joke. They're in Topeka, Kansas.
Oh wow.
So, yep. And
so that's why Anision thinks you look like them.
But what's funny is he didn't know that, and people didn't know that info at the time. So he guessed, and I was just like, he has no. I don't think he has any clue that that's like. I've actually spoken to these people and stuff. And then what's funny is I'm from, and I haven't talked much about this, so I'll open up on your stream. I'm from a place called Independence, Missouri. If you look it up, because people didn't believe me on this, it's the Mormon headquarters of the world. And then 10 minutes away from me is a place called Lee Summit, Missouri, where they filmed, Jesus Camp? You can see it on Netflix. I am from this crazy hotbed religious area of the country with all of this extreme religion. It was very interesting growing up.
Hell yeah. What was it like? Were you brought up in a religious family hold?
No, that was a good thing. Well, I mean, my family was Catholic, but my grandma's a badass. My grandma's like 90, and she finally said, fuck the Catholic Church. They're diddling little boys and not doing anything about it. I'm done. Like, she's 90. I was like, she's my hero. I'm like, you're a badass. But, I mean, I was raised Catholic, but we didn't go to church much. It was hard, though, because I was like this, as we've talked about, I was this person who was a big spiritual seeker. So I was studying stuff about Buddhism and Taoism, and like, you know, I had several friends who were Wiccan and pagan. I never subscribed to it, but hey, witches, hey, if you're out there. And my friends, some people started finding out that I was studying religions, and I was for a few years called a witch and a devil worshiper, just because it was not fun. I had Bibles thrown at me and people spit at me. I mean, when it first came out, it was extreme, and it wasn't as much for, you know, afterward, but it was not, I mean, like, it was not a fun area. Like, there were times where you were kind of required to pray, even though that's illegal in the United States, like at different times when, at school, like, we have a separation of church and state, but at the same time, because we were so far removed from the city, there was a lot you could get away with, because who has money to sue the school system? So, here's a fun story. I'm gonna open up about some stuff. So, we had a teacher who stood up in the middle of the class and said that all the Jews are going to hell. So we had that. I mean, that was a thing because they're not Christian.
Yeah, I've met people like that in Australia too. Like, there's some Christians and their opinion on Jews is crazy. I was like, what the fuck? Like, probably just as bad. Like,
it's stupid. It's stupid.
Yeah, I was brought up Catholic, and then I remember reading some Christian book, and I was like a cherry picking Christian, and then I watched a video from Chris Crocker. And then it led me to a documentary, and I was just mind blown. I was like, fuck.
I know. No, for real.
Played myself. I felt like I watched Earthlings or something. It was kind of the same thing for me. I was like, whoa.
Yes.
I played myself so badly, and I fucked over. Like, I was such an asshole to my friends too. So...
Oh, wow.
It was a good eye opener for me. I was like, oh my god, yes. And then I had to really look into it. I hate it when Christians catch me off guard. I wish I had a book called Debunk Christians carrying with me, because every time it's like they'll be like, oh well, and you're just like, well, fuck, you know. It's crazy. I'm happy. I'm happy I got out of that hole. Thank you so much, the ill cat for the 100 bars, 1,000 bars, much appreciated. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
So that's my story with Christianity. Are you into girls, guys, or both?
Thank you,
Mr. Car.
so hard to be attracted to anybody. And I've talked about this. Sex is just weird. It's basically just a bunch of people wiggling and squirting on each other. I don't know. I feel like over the years I've become. I just think that's what it is. Like, I feel like over the years I've become a lot more asexual because it's just it's messy. And then as a lady, like afterward, like if you know if you have birth control, you don't have to worry about it. You have to do that like waddle around the bathroom, and I feel like I'm killing people's children. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because that's what a sperm is. Like, we had this debate on one of my streams. I'm like, is a sperm a parasite or is it like alive? But it can't live without a host, right? So how would you classify it? But no, I just find it's kind of a waste of time at this point. But yeah, I mean, I guess I'd be more attracted to wieners, even though they're strange, but vaginas are stranger.
Yeah. For me, I would put myself on a Kendi scale. Like, at this moment in my life, it's 90% into guys and 10% into girls.
You like wieners?
Huh?
You like wieners?
Yeah.
Right on. Hey, you take it. Hey, take a dick any day, honey.
Love wieners. The way you say it is so awkward. Wieners? You love wieners? I'm like, But yeah, I get what you mean when it's described in that way. Maybe you're asexual.
Well, see, this is the weird thing, because people, you always hear from guys, oh, you just never had the right guy. Fuck you, you've never had an orgasm. Every time, and I'm like, no, like, for me, it's a very emotional thing. So, like, I can have an orgasm, and it feels emotionally painful, and I hate it, and I cry, and I'm like, I don't like it. So, I don't know. Maybe you just have issues, but it's not...
Yeah, that is interesting. Maybe you should try, well, you can try it on yourself. You don't have to try it on someone. It's called... What's the name? Because with me, it's kind of the same thing. Like... It's different for everyone. Everyone's different. Some guys, they ejaculate and they get over their partner like that. It's just a weird mental thing. And it's also if you've had a promiscuous past and all that stuff as well. There's so many factors that play with it. It's called, there's a whole book and it's got like 1,000 fucking pages. It's basically, it's love making, but you don't have an orgasm. You make love and you don't have an orgasm. It's fucking
I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
Do you know what it's called?
No, but I knew people who were into it, which I don't know, I thought was odd. Like there was a whole there was a whole spirituality, especially for guys, of like your
not Kama Sutra. It's not Kama Sutra. A lot of people say it's that. It's you're just having sex, you just don't get to that spot and it releases a different chemical in your brain, so it still feels really good and you actually feel more energized and a lot more, I don't know, it's a different feeling you get from it. I think it's tantric. No, not tantric. Hannah, High Carb Hannah does it. She does it with her partner. I forgot the name. And I've done practices on myself and it's so much better. Like,
really? But don't men have blue balls? That hurts, right?
I have not had blue balls. I think there's a different, if you take it to that level when you're about to like really blow, and I don't know, it's different. But when you're just touching, caressing, oh, there's a little bit of penetration, but you don't go to that all the way when it's like about to climax, if that makes sense.
Can I ask you a couple questions? Because I'm curious.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Have you fucked a crotch before? Like a vagina crotch?
No, I haven't had sex with a girl.
Okay, well then the question might not make sense. I was gonna ask, like, what's a butthole feel like? What does that feel like?
I haven't had sex with a guy yet either.
Oh my god, you're a virgin!
Not really, but...
Hold on, you talk a lot of smack for being a virgin. This makes me very happy. I mean, I don't know what makes me happy, but it gives me a different perspective of you. Okay. Okay. By the way, I was curious on this. Somebody said you had somebody on the show to diagnose me. What's that? I didn't see it, but like, what was that about? What the hell was that?
She did not diagnose you. It wasn't a diagnosis at all. People were saying it was a diagnosis and people getting butthurt, but she made it very clear, and she's probably in the chat now, Beth. She made it clear that she did not make a diagnosis. Yes,
what were you guys talking about? What happened? Because I didn't see it.
We were talking about, I guess, what she thinks, or certain things that you do that might look like something. She might be able to clear it. Is she in the chat? Yeah, she's in the chat. She did not do a night nose. I know Paulina. She won't. Who's Paulina? She does this every time she talks to gay guys.
I don't know. I think they're upset with the way I'm speaking. I don't know. They're upset. People are upset with me for anything I do. People are upset at this point. I don't know.
I was explaining autoimmune disease and how it affects the mental health.
Oh, okay. Right on. No, and I can sit here and tell you it does. Being sick all the time does fuck with your mental health. Absolutely. Sure as fuck does.
And then someone says edging. Oh, that's about the masturbating thing. Thank you for coming to fan Pooty815. For people to being upset. Yes, you have no responsibility. Well, not really, because I do know why some people are upset with you, like the poo-poo thing. That I can see why people are upset. But with other things you say, I think some people, I notice in your videos, in some situations, you try to take responsibility and you apologize to people. And
yeah,
I'm like, why are you apologizing? At some things I don't feel you should apologize for. You'd be like, I don't mean it in this way. It's good that you clarify, but sometimes you say something and you go, oh, I'm sorry, and I was like, why are you saying sorry for? Don't worry, they're snowflakes. Like, well, I think some people take some of the stuff you say to, I feel like you attracted snowflakes in your community.
Oh my god, you have no idea.
I know people are gonna hate me for it, but you have said some things that, like you know my stance on the, I don't know if you see my video on the shit baby thing. The way you handle it afterwards, the way you handle it afterwards was pretty bad. And I agree. You know, and you didn't want to make an apology, but the joke was like racist. I don't think you're racist, but the joke was racist, if you get what I mean. She froze. Okay, it's probably my computer. Can you guys still hear her? What's that buzzing? Wait a minute. I can see you. Can you guys hear her and see her? Press 1 if you can.
Hi guys. Anybody? Bueller? What a fucking Bueller?
Yeah. Yeah, they can hear you and see you. I might get my headphones. Wait 1 second.
I forget every fucking time. Okay, hold on just a second. Hi Tom. Hi Nathan and Sai. Hi love.
Here they are. Woo. Okay, hello?
Martin, can I start this off with a statement?
Yeah, for sure.
Boy, Mark Lewis!
Can't hear no buzzing noise.
Oh, hold on. I can't hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
It was the worst possible timing. I heard you say, I don't think you're racist. Froze and my internet cut out. I'm like, it's gonna be a conspiracy. People think I'm mad, and I left.
Yeah, I know. I was like, I knew that was gonna happen. I knew someone would have seen something. But I said I don't think you're racist. I think your joke was racist.
Sure. No, and I understand why people were upset by it, and I can agree. This is where I'm still having to learn to walk the line of having a thick skin versus being compassionate versus double standards. And I think that's what's been hard for me to see, because at that point I was trying to learn how to get a thicker skin. And all the bigger YouTubers, my friends that I had known in the community, always said, don't apologize for a joke. Because if you apologize for a joke, understand was, I told people if they didn't understand my joke, they were stupid. And I felt bad about that. And I was like, I thought, okay, yeah. Because I have a weird sense of humor, and I forget when I joke, I can look really serious. Like, check it out. I have resting bitch face.
Thank you for 100 bars, Amira. Oh, another thing I'll add. Someone just said the whole point of the joke was that people were calling her racist, so she made a crazy joke to make fun of them. I get that, but I think you could have handled that way better, because that joke made you look 10 times bad. Right. You know what I mean?
You're right. You are right.
Those people that said that to you, you go, oh, you're racist because you said something. You know what I mean? Oh, and were you liking, oh, another thing, were you liking posts towards, oh my God, were you like, oh, I don't even know the language how to put it. Were you liking racist comments on Twitter?
Okay, but there was a time, if anybody's followed me on Twitter, if anybody like added me or mentioned me or any threads about me, I'd like everything to show support. That was what I did for a while. I have since stopped doing that. It's absolutely possible that I did, but a lot of times too, because, and this is the truth, I'll take responsibility if I did, but I would be not feeling well and I would just be skimming stuff and I wouldn't be processing right. So I might have overlooked it. That is absolutely possible. But if I did, I fully apologize. Not at all my intention. I would not intentionally try to like something racist. But yeah, that you are right, and I saw that later. I could have handled it better. I should have never called people stupid for not understanding my odd sense of humor. But yeah, it was like people said I was racist for something stupid, so I said a sarcastic, crazy statement. I even said #confirmed on my channel. It means it's a joke. And so that's why people were, when it was confusing for me, because when people said, that's an awful joke, I'm like, that's not funny. I'm like, well, of course the statement's not funny. It's not meant, like, that's not the punchline. The punchline is just saying something crazy and sarcastic to shock people out of the mindset of, I'm a racist because I've said the color brown, or because my roommate said a joke to me that I repeated. Like, that was the whole concept. But no, I handled that really fucking poorly. Let's be very clear. I sure did.
Who's that guy? I forgot his name. He's made a video on you and he showed messages that you had between him on Facebook.
Which one?
I forgot his name. I think you gave him money for something and he made a video.
Yeah.
Because on YouTube, I don't know if maybe it was out of context or something. I'm just saying what I saw. Because I remember on your YouTube you say you don't do things for money on YouTube. And then I remember in his video, he showed proof, well, I don't know if it was ages ago because I haven't properly looked at it, that the conversation looked like it was like you were doing, there's nothing wrong for doing YouTube for money, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying it looks different from what you say on YouTube and then what you messaged him. I have to find that video again to show you so you can have a proper like, oh, okay. But do you remember a guy who made a video and...
I think I know what you're talking about, and here's what I would say respectfully with that. To the former people in my life, because he's not in my life anymore, I don't like to talk crap on former friends. That's just me. Because anybody who's in my life, even if you're not in my life, I still care about them, and I don't want to say anything negative or slanderous.
As far as some of the biggest...
The video you're talking about, if it's a very long video, I have not actually... I've seen... Like, people have sent me bits and pieces, because I don't want to see the whole thing. I don't need to. Like, I don't want to connect with that. Don't want to have that negative energy. So I couldn't tell you I've seen it all to know. That's
we do. We post only.
I don't know, but I'm almost wanting to say something that it's like I want to respect somebody in my life, even if they don't respect that about me. I don't like.
I disagree with you not saying anything, because if someone is saying stuff that is not true, you have to clarify it, even if it makes you don't have to. But even, you know what I'm saying? But if it makes, let's say someone's making videos about me making lies, which someone is, but he has fake likes, fake views, some crazy person, and I have all the evidence. So if it does get really big, boom, I can like slaughter that straight away. But when it comes to like his stuff has reached out there. A lot of people are talking about
they're asking for more
videos
help.
around. You know what I mean? I think you should, if it gets, you know, you shouldn't feel that you're disrespecting them for clearing your name. If you get what I mean.
It hurts my heart too much.
And all the people
with anybody who's ever been in my life, I care about. I mean, I'm not talking about relationship, like friendship. I care about people deeply, and I don't want them. I don't want to hurt.
Ricocheted off their energy, and if they're asking for more,
rather let it go and okay, peace. I'm the kind of person where even if I feel like negative things have happened, I try to look at the gifts somebody brought me. I try to look at the good nutrition.
And all the people with allergies.
I don't want to sink to that level. I just don't want to do that to somebody I used to care about. It hurts my heart. That is the
children
maybe that makes me sound like a pussy, but at the same time, I understand that could also have me get walked all over.
Children who
But
are so
that's
grateful
where I'm
because of
at
that.
right
How
now.
it,
And
well,
maybe I'll change my opinion.
Yeah.
You know, maybe I'll think that
Yeah.
you know, and not that I'm saying you're wrong. That's just how I'm feeling.
Yeah. Do you know, what did you think of Blair White and Onision's debate? I fucking lived for that, man.
Okay, but just the first couple minutes of, "Are you okay?" and it shoots to him with blood all over his face, and she's like, "You look like."
Yeah.
some of the big,
like almost crying, laughing. It was amazing.
as far as some of the biggest cancers and killers in the
He
world.
did so well. I
far as-
fucking love that show. I was
far
like,
as
it was so good to see him in his place because
As far as
the
some of
way
the
he was
biggest cancers,
treating you
they
on
are.
your stream and the way he was
As far
trying
as some
to
of the biggest
like,
cancers
run
and killers in the
things,
world.
and then having someone like her, it was the best drama down I've ever seen, honestly.
No, it was funny.
Have you seen, there's a guy named Dragon something with blonde hair, right? I don't even remember his name, right? But he has pictures, and I was going to do a video on it, but I don't know. Someone's already covered it, and it's kind of like, oh. But he has pictures with his fans, his young fans, doing stage kissing, which is, it's not real kissing,
Like
but it's
this, right?
still fucking, it's creepy. He will grab their face like that. I think he puts his mouth here, and it looks like they're kissing. To young fucking girls who are like 14 and shit like that. Onision went onto his stream and said, oh, just ignore the hate, you're doing good. And I'm like, what the fuck? Have you not seen the stage kissing that he's done? Maybe Onision didn't see the stage kissing, but it's crazy. I think his channel though is like dying, this kid. But this kid is pretty popular on Twitter, I guess. He gets a lot of attention on Twitter. And it's so creepy when he did stage kissing.
Can you Twitter me some info? Because I've not heard this. I've been out of the loop.
I'll see if I can get some info and I'll Twitter you. But it was so fucking weird and yeah, crazy as hell.
Oh my god, no, I haven't heard that, but I'm not.
It's really weird when YouTubers or online popularity stars take advantage of the young teens. Like I've seen another guy, I forgot his name, FalzyTube or something, I don't know.
Fuzzy.
He works on,
Fuzzy?
not Fusey, it rhymes with Fusey. I think it's Falzy, Fawzy or Falzy. He's an Australian, and he's very popular, but he likes, I love you guys so much. I love it when you turn my notifications on. I love it when you comment on everything. So it was like, I only love you when you do those things. So he's programming in these teens' minds that I love you when you promote me and put my stuff out there. And these little girls are like, oh my God, he loves me. And he rings them. He rings them on a private number. I'm like, oh, he loves you so much. He rung you on a private number. Yeah, right. You know, so it's crazy how a lot of these online personalities know that a lot of these kids are looking for love, they want to fit in, they want affection, attention, appreciation, and they use that for their platform. That's why you never hear me saying that shit, oh my God, I love you guys. I'm always like, thank you so much. I miss you guys. I enjoy talking to you. You know what I mean? But I never use stuff like that.
It almost seems like a little seductive. Like the way, I don't know if that's how it looks, but like that's the feeling I got when you were saying that. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I tell people I do. I genuinely care about everybody. I genuinely love everybody. But I've been of the mindset of, I tell people, look, I'll never tell you. You never hear me say like, subscribe, comment. I'm of the mindset.
I do.
I know I'm weird at this. I know I'm an oddball with this because that's the marketing that people should do. But I've always been of the mindset of, look, people are stupid. YouTube's not new. They know what to do. If they want to leave a like, they will. If they want to leave a comment. So I get what you're saying, though. Yeah. I mean, and that's the other thing, though. Like I've always said, like, you know, people can, y'all come and go as you please. You know, you do what feels right for you. If it feels right to unsub from my content, or, you know, if it feels right to leave a comment or not, just take care of you. I don't want you to feel like you have to do anything on my behalf. That's even on you now. I tell people, don't send me stuff. I'm just here to hang out. You know, you don't have to send me bars or likes. And no, I hear that. I hear that.
Yeah, it's crazy. Someone says Onision is making his subs pay him on his main channel now.
50 cents.
Wow.
50 cents a month. 50 cents a month for his videos. Yeah.
50 cents a month. Hang on, so you can actually set your YouTube account for people to pay to watch your videos?
And he deleted all the subs, so you have to pay to subscribe.
Oh, I don't think there's anything wrong with that if that's the way he can get money. 50 cents a month is really cheap too, so. I
agree. A lot of people have asked me about it, and I'm like, look, he's not trying to, like, he's not diddling kids or trying to hurt anybody. I don't care. And by the way, that's not trying to say he ever has done that. I'm just saying, Mark, here comes the rumor. Here comes the rumor. Joyce, and then here's I know I am not saying that. I'm saying that as long as he's not trying to hurt anybody, like people have said, oh, he's got a new girl in there, and he and Lane here, and I'm like, that's their business. Is he attempting abuse? Is he trying to hurt anybody? I don't care. Like, go have fun. So I kind of agree with you. It's like, that's his life. That's the business decision he wants to make. Then that's his choice.
Yeah. Wow. Because I didn't know you could still do that with YouTube. Because I was actually planning to do that with my vlogs, but fuck it, I have Patreon now. So.
That's another thing. I know people have been kind of irritated because not only is he asking you to be a Patreon, but now you can be a Patreon, but then also have to be you have to sign up and pay more money. So I've seen where people can be kind of upset with that, but people get upset with me, and I want to clear this up. If you've heard this rumor, people keep saying I'm a fraud because I'm taking donations for being sick. I've never taken a donation. I've had people offer to pay my medical bills. I say no, because who knows, that could be somebody's retirement, and in the States, that could be thousands of dollars. I won't. People have said to me, well, you said that your money right now is going to medical issues. So when you do now, or when I do YouTube Live, and people send me donations, I'm like, you mean super chats? They're like, yeah, well, that's going to medical, so that's just like you taking donations. And I'm like, what I choose to do privately, my money is my own business. When people send me a super chat, they're paying to want to send me a message. You would have to be mad at every single YouTuber. So I don't know, I understand where people are a little bit upset with the Patreon and the pay to sub thing, but at the same time, that's his business. That's his business. And just to clear it up, I have never once taken a donation on behalf of being sick. Never.
Yeah, I haven't seen you do a donation thing. Anision. It depends what he's offering on his Patreon. I hope he's spoiling his Patreons and offering them good content on there, plus good content on YouTube.
He says he is. I mean, I haven't seen it, but from all accounts, I think I want to be, I don't want to just hate. I want to give, benefit of the doubt and credit where it's due. It looks like he puts all of his music up there for free and a lot of stuff. So I think he does. He seems really active on there, which, good on him. That's good.
Yeah.
It's a good thing.
But yeah, I totally did not know he did that. That's really interesting. I have to go check that out. For him, I guess it's a good move because he's so controversial, and YouTube has done it to everyone. I don't know if they've done it to your videos. Have they done your videos are not suitable?
I would think I would have gotten hit. I mean, I'm kind of waiting for it, but no, I'm watching. I was kind of for a while taken in by the skeptic community, and now it seems like I'm not, which I don't care. I don't really fit in any category, but a lot of the people who fit into the skeptic community or the atheist community are getting hit really hard, which, regardless of whether or not I agree with whoever's getting hit, that's awful. This shouldn't be happening. Unless you're doxing people, unless there's a real fucking reason. This is, that shouldn't be happening.
Yeah, I haven't received anything on my channel, only on my vlog channel. They said it was unsuitable, but you can do a review thing. But it's the AI. It's the AI. That's the thing. It's like a computer that's actually picking up on everything. So if you wanted to talk about something really controversial and like pedophiles, you should just put it in writing on your video, because the AI can't pick that up, and then you still get thing. But if you actually say it or put it in your tags, like Drama Alert, he talked about that rape scandal, right? Instead of A, he put something else for rape, and it still reads the same, but the AI couldn't pick that up and recognize it as rape, so Keemstar still gets the money.
Oh, so it did. So wait, it picked it up or it didn't?
It didn't.
Okay, because I've done that before too. Like if I wanted to curse, I say EFF, and it didn't. I was fine. Or if I wanted to say pedo, I would put I would do a 3P3DO. Doesn't pick it up, so yeah.
Yeah. So I've noticed that. I was like, oh, these are the little tricks that they're doing, and then people who talk about the real controversy. They'll talk and then boom, they'll put in writing the rest. And I was like, oh my God, that is so smart. I hope YouTube's not watching this, but
YouTube, we're not talking. And real quick, I'm seeing the chat. I want to say something. I have never issued anybody to have a strike or a takedown of their channel. There are channels who have been critical of me who've gotten strikes. I have in videos said these people are more than welcome to reach out to me. I have contacts to some of these people who've said awful things about me. I will personally help them if they have a strike to get it removed. They have every right to criticize me. None of them to take me up on my offer. I just want to throw that out there.
Okay. Alright, so is there any questions you guys want to ask Joy before she goes?
I'm tired, but I'm having fun. What do y'all want? What you want?
Well, anyone, I don't see if there's any questions. YouTube is being... I'm fine with her making her money. I'm not cool with excusing racism and bigotry. Doesn't compute. Do you want to comment on that?
I mean, I don't think there's... I can. There's not much to say about it. So I'm not trying to excuse anything I've said or done, but I'm sticking to my guns with what I've said. You know, I apologize if anybody was hurt. I apologize if anybody was offended. But we can't start policing every single person that has a joke that isn't intended to hurt anybody. Like, my intention wasn't to hurt anybody, and my intention certainly isn't to be racist. It was to laugh at how silly it is people are calling me racist. And if people are hurt by that or offended, they have a right to, and I apologize if they were. But at the end of the day, I'm somebody that wants to protect free speech and humor, and that's why I to an extent, I have stood by what I said in the sense of we can't just go after every single person who makes a joke, and we can't police how people want to joke as long as it's not inciting hate. But if anybody was offended, if anybody felt, you know, whatever way about it, I apologize, because it was not my intention for anybody to walk away feeling awful. But I can't apologize for being a racist or a bigot when I know I'm not one. But that's, I mean, but none of this is new. Like, Martin, this is what I've said from the beginning. The only difference now is I apologize for how I came across. I apologize for calling people stupid, and I apologize for not taking in that it really could have hurt people who didn't understand the context. And that I can
What do you think of Alina faking her pregnancy?
You know, Alina has been really nice to me, but Vegan Cheetah's also been really nice to me recently. I wish, you know, I'd say this, I wish them both well. I wish them both well. That's it. I hope that they both are happy. I just want everybody to be happy and healthy. Otherwise, I don't have much to say.
Is there any questions you want to ask me?
Okay. How do you get your hair? Is it curly at the top? I think I've seen it before. Is it like...
Oh my God, yes. It is curly, but I had a really bad haircut, so I've been keeping my hat on for...
Can I see it? I want to see it.
In no way. Go to my Snapchat. It's all over my Snapchat. It is the worst haircut. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. I got one puff hair here, one puff. And it takes me ages now to fix it up. I need to go to the hairdresser and get like a proper cut. Because if I don't brush my hair out and go to the hairdresser, they cut it wrong. But because it's not properly all out, and it's because it's curly, it's confusing. So then they cut something, but as soon as I brush it out, it's like boom, and then one little piece here, then boom. So I have to brush it all out so they line everything and cut it perfectly. So I didn't do this when I went to the hairdresser, and it's so bad. It looks horrible. You know, but I love my hats anyway. That's another thing.
It sounds like, do you remember Rugrats, the cartoon? Did you ever see that when you were little?
Yeah, Rugrats.
Yeah, okay, it reminds me of, remember, Angelica had that doll Cynthia, and it was like, it had one top teeth.
That's what my hair looks like, but not as bad as Cynthia. Not as bad, but it looks like that. It's crazy. Have you grown it out? I'm actually trying to grow it out at the moment, but sometimes I can't help it and I end up cutting it short. But I am trying to grow it out. Your curls rule, Martin. Thank you so much.
Yes, I do.
What would you say your channel is? What?
I don't fucking know. It's a mess. No, I don't have a direction. I just do whatever I feel to do. I wish I could give it, I wish I could say something different or better about it, but I don't know.
Yeah, you don't have a niche. It's cool.
No, I don't. I feel like I'm just kind of free balling, free floating. I just whatever whim takes me. Like people have been liking the story times. I have some old ones I never put up. I'm going to be putting some more of those up. I can say that because I feel better, I think my channel is going to go in a lot more of a positive direction. Just because of I'm feeling better in myself. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck. I never know what the fuck I'm doing, Martin. By the way, quick question, Martin. Is is news considered drama? Because people have said that news and commentary is considered drama channels. What is your opinion?
It depends what you talk about, you know? Like, people... I feel you can call yourself whatever, but, you know, it's the person who makes it. It's how they see it. But if you talk about, for example, what a particular person did wrong, it could be commentary, you know? If it always attracts drama, I call myself a drama channel because people put it in that category. You know what I mean? So I'm like, fuck it, just run with it. I'm a drama channel. Whatever, sure. I don't care. Sure. I wouldn't say your channel is the drama. I would say you talk, I don't know, it's probably commentary drama. I don't know. Like Peter Mon, he's kind of like a commentary, you know, and he commentates on the drama. He doesn't like get into it, investigate it. It's hard to tell because it's like, you know, I will pick up and talk about everything, no matter how taboo it is, or if someone's feelings gets hurt. If it's on the internet, I'm going to talk about it, you know? While some other people are not drama channels, they wouldn't want to go down that lane. They're like, oh, maybe I shouldn't talk. I don't know. It's a tricky, it's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know either. People say that.
Like, yeah. Do you watch Leafy's here?
I mean, I did back in the day when he was, you know, exploding because I was curious what it was, but I haven't watched Leafy, and people keep talking to me about Peter Mon. I haven't seen, I mean, I know of him, but I haven't seen his stuff. So.
Thank you.
But people seem to really.
You haven't. Yeah, Peter Mon's really funny. He's actually made some videos on you. I haven't seen some of those videos, but I know he's made some videos for you. Maybe we can get you guys to come on and debate one day.
I don't know about debate, but I'll talk to him. Yeah, I haven't seen the videos. People have told me, but you know, like I've said this several times. I'm up for commentary and criticism just like anybody else. You know, if I dish it, I absolutely certainly have to take it. So he and everybody else, y'all have every right to say stuff. What I like about you, Martin, is you seem, for the most part, you've been fairly respectful when there's something going on. Like, you'll actually come to me, ask me questions, ask for receipts, and that's why I typically will always make time for you because of that, where other people are just dicks.
Yeah. Oh, well, thank you for that.
And
sorry, go on.
I was saying thank you for clearing up the diagnosis thing, because basically, you know how when something finally gets back to somebody, it's a game of telephone. You know, that's why I wanted to ask you directly. I was like, all right, so the hell's going on with that? And the person who was on there, so my apologies if I got the wrong info. It's good to clear it up.
Oh, yeah, the lady. I was like diagnosing. I was like, I diagnosed myself? No, I thought I was diagnosing myself. I was like, what did I do? I was thinking for a sec. Yeah, I know what you mean.
It's 1 in the morning here, and my meds
I know, like, a lot of people talk shit, and I know a lot of people will hate to see you on my broadcast because they hate me, and they don't want to have someone like you on my broadcast because they think you're going to automatically make me famous or something. I don't know. Like, for example, there's people that hate the fact that Braddy was on my broadcast recently, and they go and tell... because they don't like me, so they'll go and tell Braddy, oh, Braddy, Martin will give you a bad name. He's a snake. Don't trust him. And then I'm sure you've had people go to you, don't trust Martin. So I just like to say now, ha, 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 ha.
Well, no, I know.
Look what I got.
I mean, people have said a few things about you. It happens. Martin, you're going to be contacted by like 20 people after we're done. Like, there's this group of people that hate me, that anybody they think I've ever associated with, they will go after, and don't touch. It happens to every person. It's gotten to the point where I get really paranoid to even bring people on live streams, or I give them these big disclaimers. I'm like, you're going to be harassed for a while. It's a mess. Like, okay, Martin, tell me from your perspective. A lot of people seem to really hate me. What did I do? I don't know. Like, I mean, I'm not a perfect person.
I think it's because of the lot of, like, a lot of the things, maybe it started with the Nesion videos. For me, I really don't give a shit. You made multiple videos. I don't care. I've made multiple videos on people. Yours is a bit different because it is like you were at a stage. It was like every day. You know what I mean? I don't know if there's something behind that. I'm not a doctor. I'm not going to diagnose it. And then your illness is like, it's just, and the indigo thing. So I can understand why people are very skeptical, and I'm still skeptical. You even told me all this in the back of my head. I'm like, when I have time, I'm going to look into this. You know what I mean? And I can tell you that straightforward, because if I do, I'm going to contact you and go, okay, so why did you say this? Why did you say that? You know what I mean?
Sure.
So I think because of that, and there's so many things, people are like, what is that? You know, it's just, you know, Repsion's going to do a video soon on you as well. And I don't think, I haven't fully watched every single one of his content. I didn't get to see the drama between him and the guy with the long hair. What's his name?
Mike an actor?
Mike an actor, yeah. I didn't see the whole drama between him and Repsion. Apparently Repsion manipulated what he put on his Mike's video. Apparently Repsion cut something out or something. You know what I mean? He's also looking into stuff. I don't think he hates you, because I listened to a broadcast and he said something about just being skeptical and stuff. So this is a lot of things that's just out there, and it just doesn't add up. And I think a lot of people think, but then again, I think there are people out there that get mean. So I don't know, maybe you handled a particular situation and you went off at someone once. I don't know, because so far the things that I've looked into, it's like been like, oh, okay, you know what I mean? And you've answered some of the questions. And sometimes I forget too, because there's so much drama. You know, I'm sure when I get off here, I'm gonna be like, man, I could have asked her this, I could have asked her that, but there's just so much fucking. I'm one of those people, I have to see everything and lay it out and put it in a video sometimes, you know?
Yeah.
Especially in your case, because it is very confusing to me. It is super confusing, because I don't know none of that stuff, you know? And I'm not going to sit here and claim that I'm an expert on it. So it's like, fuck it, I need to have, you know what I mean? So I think maybe that's why some people, and I do think some people probably take it way too far. And it's a snowball effect, especially when you don't address things. Sometimes it's a good market move. If you don't address things, it can blow your channel up, because then they talk about you and spread you everywhere. And sometimes it isn't, you know. It just depends on the whole situation.
And the thing is, Martin, I think I know what the Repsion video is going to be about. Let me also say, for anybody who's curious, he has every right to criticize me. I support him doing that. People say, oh, she's doing this and that because she's scared. No, I'm not. I'm fairly certain I know what he's going to talk about. It's all stuff I've addressed. Like, it's not, from my understanding what he's going to talk about, and none of this has been hidden unless it has to do with a specific person in my life, because I don't want to disrespect privacy, even if they want to. That's not something I want to do. So that, I think I know what it is, and it's all been addressed. But I understand. I understand that I, had a really odd past. But everything I've said, for the most part, I can back up. Like, because what happened, Martin, when I got doxxed, people went, holy shit, she really did do all that business and travel the world, live in France. Because at first it was, you're a fucking ex. Okay, wait, I think I got it.
Can't hear no buzzing noise. Yeah, people. I knew that was gonna happen. But your racist. I think your joke was racist.
And